Okay guys, Phew. So I don't know who's following me and who saw the previous videos, but as a small recap, I got this 7-string solar signature thing. I refer to that as a piece of shit. A bit jokingly, a bit serious, because this has a really amazing body. I really like the hardware they put in. Electronic is crap. The pickups are meh at the very most. It was falsely advertised as having a purple heart, which it isn't. It's some type of synthetic shit, because purple heart is purple, and if you work it becomes brown, and if you dye it, it doesn't produce white streaks. I don't know if you can see it, but it has white streaks on it. So probably an anthracite or something like that. And the hardware that holds the string is also decent. The neck is crap. The moment I got it, it had frets popping out, it had high frets, it had protruding frets, you could cut your fingers with that. And I did that, filed all down, polished the frets. After a month, this is a pen, just an ordinary pen. You can hear, you can see that it's grabbing. And you may have heard that, oh, the frets are protruding. No, the frets do not protrude, it's metal. You need too much heat for it to expand. That much heat would actually turn, your instrument into fire. So what's happening is that the fretboard is shrinking, something that purple heart, being that hard, doesn't really do. So what also, it's bowing a lot, even after I'm adjusting the truss rod, and for some reason it has sunken here. So no matter how much I lower the saddles, let's say, are they called saddles in Headless? They attach the magnet, the bridge pickup, and they're not low enough. So this is really high here. You could drive a truck under that. So it is a well-known issue with guitars. Fender introduced it. That's why it needs a shim. So what I'm going to do now, and probably record the whole thing, but put some cutaways or some fast forward stuff. I'm going to remove the neck and do the repairs on it, put a shim on it, under it, do whatever it's needed to do. Maybe try out if I can, because these are slanted pickups and there are not many available pickups that are slanted. I will see if I can probably carve with a chisel a more square shape, so I can fit a pair of EMGs that I have. That will probably work better than these, whatever they are. Solar. And maybe I can turn it into an actual playing instrument. So, okay, strings out. A bit boring to record. Just really loosened the tuners and the string just popped, and I have them round and secured on the top here, because I will use them again to test. 5 bolts. Why? For stability, I presume. This is not drilled properly. My God. Oh! So, why am I laughing? What is so funny here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is still there. Come on, view. Right. This was supposed to be ash. It already has a seam, but it's like very thin and not enough for this angle. So we're going to adjust accordingly. But first things first, this is a notched ruler. It has a 25.5 inch scale and 24.5 inch scale, which pretty much covers all the standards. And when it is a multi-scale instrument, you can see the frets that are not parallel. It's a multi-scale, meaning that it starts at a scale here and ends up at a bigger scale on the bassier strings, so it can theoretically accommodate your fingers that expand this way and not this way naturally. Or you can also balance the tightness of the bass and the higher strings being mellower to bend. Anyway, I like this. I have built a couple of those myself, so this is pretty okay built. So if you run your ruler along something should fit. So this fits. Okay, and now if you hold it up against the light, you can see you may see that there is a small gap. That means I need to tighten the truss rod a bit. So, general rule of thumb, the way that you're looking from the truss rod adjustment to the fretboard, come on, think English, right is tighty and lefty is loosey. So what I'm going to do is gently, really gently, so this is loose, so it's about middle ground. What I'm going to do is tie it. When I feel it tightening, now it's tight, I'll tie it maybe a quarter of a turn. Sometimes this is enough. And it whoosh. Huh. Dead on. Okay, so it was enough. A bit of luck, bit of experience, but a bit of luck. Anyway, it's find our rocker, fret rocker. So a fret rocker has 1, 2, 3 and 4 sides that really cover up most of the instruments, guitars mainly, some basses as well. And what they do is you need to pick 3 frets and you balance the fret rocker on those 3, and if this fret is higher than those 2, then the fret rocker will rock. This is why it's called a fret rocker. Now if all are great, it will stay put. If this is lower than the others, then of course it will not move, but when you go to the next triad, this will be lower. So then it will move. So you have to be aware of that. Now, obviously I'm doing it now, but I'm actually checking maybe because of the shrinkage of the fretboard, some frets could have popped out again. So this is immobile, this is dead straight, nothing is moving. Why am I doing it on 3 planes? On the that's why. Can you hear that? It doesn't do that here. It doesn't do that in the middle. It does that on the right side. And some older guys would say get a feeler, but I don't have a feeler gauge. They could get a piece of paper or a thin piece of wood, and if you could fit, it would mean that the fret was higher, was popped. Now, it doesn't seem to be going, but I can, because the light helps me, not because I have good eyes, I can barely see a small gap. And before I try to remove any material, because I cannot add any material to the fret, so if I remove something, then everything will have to be removed. So what I'm going to do, and I'm doing it because I have already checked previously, and I haven't been playing that guitar at all, so it shouldn't have any wear and tear. You get a plastic hammer, or this thing. This is made of brass and has a notch inside, which fits the curvature of the fret, and then you just hammer it on to be more precise. I can just try and hammer it just by that. Oh, it was the other fret, of course. Don't be afraid. See? It was just a fret popping. Again. You have the same thing here. Hammer it down. Now, this could happen a few times, and I'm guessing it's pretty hard on your ears, so I'll probably fast forward this thing. Okay, the 12th fret was weird. It actually rocked somewhere in the middle and somewhere on the treble side, and when I hammered it on, it stopped rocking on the treble side and started rocking on the basser side. So that means the fret went like this. Now, this could be because it wasn't hammered all the way through, or because the wood fibers were not grabbing on the fret tang. Dang, yeah, I have some twang. So what I did is get my fret hammer in, maybe hammer, I don't know what it's called, and it is in. So now when I hit it, doesn't move around, so I get no movement on the bass side, get no movement on the middle, but I get some movement here. So what I have to do, because this part is actually higher, I need to file it down before I move on. This is not too much. I could probably get away with using the crowning file. Maybe I can do that. No. Yeah, I was right. That wasn't too much. I got away with easily. Let's move on. This moves in a hole of a middle. Let me try it out and I will tell you if it's something different. Okay, so this one At first I thought I saw a gap, so that's why I was fighting a bit more, but it turns out that for some reason the wood here, I cannot show it to you in the camera, but it feels like the wood has bumped up a bit, which I cannot explain. It starts to happen, it has a little fade, and as I go between the frets I can feel the wood rising here for some reason. So I don't know what's happening, and I have no, I'm in no mood to, removing the frets and reducing the fretboard. So what I'm going to do, because you can hear the previous one that I hammered in, this was, so it's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19th fret. Why am I so pedantic about it? Because if you want to lower the strings a lot, then these will fade out. If this has a relatively flat radius, so if everything is straight and the strings are low enough, when you bend, you shouldn't fade out. But if anything pops up, you should fade out, you should hear pings and chimes and weird stuff. Now I will try again with the crowning, but I think it's a bit bigger and I may need to use a file as well, but we'll start with this. It's the safer option. I'm going like maybe 10 back and forths each time and retesting, because as I said, I cannot add any material if I remove it. So I'm going slowly and carefully. I'll just shave it a bit. Now for all of those that are howling at the screen, now you have to tape the fretboard because you are not going to, you may injure it. First of all, I'm not. I have done this like a million times and I'm really careful about it. And this is not a lacquered fretboard, so it's okay. Even if I scrape it with sandpaper, it's fine. You are in danger of hurting a beautiful inlay or a lacquered fretboard and stuff, then you should mask it, of course. But now I'm using my finger as a guide against the file, and I'm doing like a really small movement, and I honestly do not really care about the anthracite or whatever synthetic piece of shit has on that. I can fix it easily. Really just a very small spot, and this is a worn out file, so ADW brand, just a random thing, but I've used it a lot and it's pretty worn it down, so it's like really smooth, not sandpaper smooth, but it's really smooth and it doesn't mark the fret at all. So I'm doing it with love. Now you see how much time I'm spending on just one fret. Imagine the whole thing. Imagine if it's played, if it has dents, if it has multiple frets popping out, if the customer doesn't want to change the fretboard, the whole frets on the fretboard, and you need just to repair it. Now you may hear your guitar tech asking for an X amount of price for repairing the frets, or a double X amount of time for installing new frets. This is why you're spending a lot of time on it. It's not the material. The material could cost whatever. You could take the fret wire to them. It doesn't really matter, but the amount of time somebody spends on that, and the effort, the attention to have everything, straight, polished, rounded, and whatever, it's it really worth their effort. So when it comes to frets, don't question your tech, especially if you appreciate the work. Now this also looks good, so I will fast forward the thing, or probably just take a break and come back when I'm done. Alright, so that took a while. Now the tricky thing is with these false fretboards, or if you get a soft fretboard and the frets start bottoming out, it might mean that because of its shrinkage, then there's nothing serious grabbing onto the fret tank wood-wise. So when you're hammering in the frets and you say, oh, now it's straight, but when you hammer the other ones, you're causing vibrations, and the previous ones can pop up. Now I checked everything, it seems to be okay, but we have a couple of more things to do. Now, first of all, as I said, there are frets protruding here, so I need to first file them down so they do not protrude, nice word, protrude, and then give them an angle, and then round the edges, sound Russian, the edges, and then polish the frets, because I've done some imperfections on them. And then after I'm done, I will flood the fretboard with some type of lemon oil or relevant liquid, so maybe it can get rehydrated and reclamp the frets, and then recheck, because you don't know how it's going to behave. I am genuinely, though, intrigued by what would happen if I drilled and put a fret in. What color of wood would I see inside if I drill it? Still torn about it. I want to waste my inlays on that if I'm not going to play it eventually, because if it keeps doing what it does, it's not playable. Now I have a couple of options about the frets. You can get a rad file that is flat on one side, curved on the other, or any straight file, and you could run along the edge of the fretboard back and forth. There is a very distinctive sound that they make. I mean, that the metal against metal makes and the wood against metal makes. So I don't know if you can hear it, but this is softer, but this is different. And of course it grabs onto the wood, onto the file. Now when you're doing that, you need to have your fingertips above and below, so you can angle it properly. You do not want to destroy the fretboard wood, and of course you do not want it falling off and getting a good chunk of wood out. Now, there is another option. There are these types of contraptions. One, you can see that it's vertical, it's 90 degrees, and the other is angled, 35 or 45 degrees depending on preference. So what you're supposed to do is put here, flat on the fretboard, and run it through. And then after you're done, I mean, I did the work with the other file. After you're done, you take the angled one, and you go in again, and give it the angle. Now, what I like and what I do not like about this. This gives you a certainty and evenness, maybe, if you take the angled one, but in my opinion, I do not have full control of what I'm doing. I do not feel it properly. I don't know. Maybe for it's nice, but maybe I got used to this, and you know, if I want to have it flat, I'll have it flat. If I want to angle it a bit, I'll angle it a bit and use my fingertips. Everyone has a different way of doing things. And also, I don't really like going back and forth. I really like going one direction, because yes, I'm doing double the movement, but in my mind it feels like I am controlling things a bit better, pressure-wise and direction-wise. Now, if you're not really worried about the wood or whatever, I'm just checking to see if everything's smooth, you could take a smaller file, like this one, and you could go do each individual fret, which is pretty time consuming if you ask me. I'm a bit bored, but it has its place. I mean, don't forget, you're doing it because you're liking it. You're not doing it because you have to. So, I have 3 fret files here. One is diamond for coarse stuff, and I do not really use it for delicate fretwork, but I do use it for when I originally installed frets to give them a rounding in the end. And the other 2, so this is a triangular, it has a smooth side, and this is a flat file, but it is like a triangle, but one, and this is smooth here. So what you can do with this, either one, you put the smooth surface on your fretboard, and then you drive forward, rounding the thing. You can do it with this, you can do it with the angled one, with the triangular one. My, the brain is not thinking languages today. Alright, to the next one. Now, you usually don't have a lot to do. You cannot have the thread completely round, you just want it not to have an edge, so it can cut your skin. Now, I will do this for all the threads and come back to you. Right, so I rounded everything smooth, nothing is about to harm me, and I have here with me, my dear friends, sandpapers. This is a 270, this is a 360, this is a pad of 420, and this is my favorite steel wool, 4 O's. What I'm going to do first is wrap a finger with a sandpaper and just go to the edges. Stay there. And then my thing here. I don't know who is following me and who has seen my previous videos, but I got two guitars from Tom, an acoustic and an electric, Stratocaster style, which I figured that because they're cheaper, that would be my projects to work on them, but they're flawless. These are the boxes behind me that they came in, and the fretwork was to the point. Nothing, no high frets, everything is polished, neck straight. I have another video presenting them, and be genuinely surprised by the thing. You would not expect that in a €160 guitar. You would demand that in a €700 guitar. But they didn't do it. I mean, this is not an attack to Ola. I think he's a great guy. I believe, I don't know him, but his associates maybe have been cheap, or the quality service center is crap. I don't know what's happening. I've read too many complaints about these guitars being poor in quality checks, so something didn't go very well business-wise. But this is my project now. Now I'm using these fret guards, I think they're called. They are thicker and thinner, of course, for the different size fret width distances. So you put one over it, you get the sandpaper, and you go down. What I'm going to do is, of course, go over them all with the 270. And then with the 360. Dust off with a pad, and then go in with the steel wool, and everything should be alright. Alright, I'm going to try something. Since this isn't fast forward, I'm going to sing a melody, and if you're still watching, write a comment if you want. Which melody am I singing? Is it a known one? Do you like it? Am I completely out of tune? Let's go! 24 frets with 360. Alright, guess it? It was very hard with my voice. 24 more times with the steel wool, almost done. fret rubber. Why not? Right, now, small tip, like advice, not like an actual tip of something. I don't really want to clean up anything right now because I'm going to continue working, but I cannot have my files and my guitar body when I'm working with the pickups just exposed to all these molecules of where is it? Molecules of metal from the frets. So this is a pickup magnet. If I just go, I used to have like a very big one, but again, I moved countries, couldn't get everything. Look at this. This is just the magnet shard that it has picked up. What are you going to do with this? I'm going to eat it, of course. No. I have a little bag here, so clean it up. Let's get, I have this, the Dario hydration thing. My wife bought it for me. She believed that I had the dependency on the lemon oil from Dunlop, so she got me other products from Dunlop. No, it's all good. It was actually recommended by the guy in the shop. So, and I'm being honest, my wife got it for me, so kudos to her. And I haven't used it before. It's supposedly better for hydration than lemon oil. So I'm gonna do that. It's a bit runny. That fretboard is thirsty. Oh man. And I had actually hydrated it when I got it a couple of months ago. Now it just sucks up everything. Yes, hade det lugnt här, men I'm taking it slow here, and really, I'm not in a rush. But that has taken me like almost 1.5 hours now. And what I'm doing is just letting it sip in to see if there are any dry spots still. Maybe I could do a third coat as well. And if they're not, then I'm just let it soak on whatever it wants, needs, and then I'm gonna check it if any of the frets just popped up again. But I see dry spots, so third coat. What the hell? Is this even wood? Anyway, let's just leave it here and we'll come back to it. Okay, a bit of cleaning up, brought the body, and I have an AMG A17 X. And I can see that if I straighten out the slanted thing that has absolutely no use for me, I could fit it in. And what I'm doing is really aligning it with the screws that hold on the other pickup to the body. And I can see quite well that I can really do that. So with a little help from my friend, this is the most awesome ruler in the world. It was a gift, friend Christoph, one of the nice German guys. Kidding. We like Germany. So this is approximately the shape that I need to shape the cavity to fit the MG. So what I'm going to do is actually do it. Why not? I don't know if essentially I'm flipping this thing over. The saddle's still flipping over with it. That's another nice feature by solar guitars. Just lose your saddles in the music the moment. Screwdriver here. Yeah, baby. Oh my god. You know what I just noticed from the angle of the light, that it has a QC sign from the, I guess, May of 25. I cannot really, Xiao Haiyan. I don't know if it's a place or a name, but can you see that round thing here? It's barely visible with, I don't know the angle that I should show it to you to make it, oh, yeah, that one. This is the QC. You could have hidden it even more. My god. So if I remove this, if I remove this, the QC goes away. Just solar guitars. And it's here. Red letters on black font. Brilliant. Genius. Oh shit. Dude, come on. Man. Alright, so of course this is a Chinese selector. And small pots. Anyway, so these also appear to be 4 cable pickups, but they have decided to not use the other ones to split. I wonder why. Anyway, so what I really care about here, oh, and the ground doesn't go anywhere. Maybe that's why they sound like crap. The ground doesn't go anywhere. Amazing. But yeah, they don't sound really well for my taste. That was the power of their solder. Somebody could have been up front and saying, you know what, I don't expect much from this thing. expect to work on it a lot to make it a guitar. So whoever wants to buy this wonderful little pickups, send me a message. I mean, $50 should do it, right? Does it have anything to distinguish? Neck? No? Nothing? Well, just remember it then. My God. I'll be back. Alright, so I have this really small saw. It's very practical because if I just put it flush against my already cut surface, I can just slowly guide it to have a straight line. I thought that the body was marked as ash, but this is a very light body, and ash is a heavy wood. The grain doesn't go like an ash, from what I see in the pocket, the neck pocket. And if it was swamp ash that would justify the lightweight, then oh, and they had mistakenly drilled wrong holes here. God, look at this. Can you see inside? They have 2 holes drilled for the pickup. Let me see if I can. Can I? Can I please? Yeah, a bit light. Yeah. And this is on the other cabinet as well. Oh my God, the quality is through the roof. Uncanny. How can you keep that high level of quality in your guitars, Ola? Amazing. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this and don't bore you with that. So I decided to go with the inlays anyway, because it seemed that the frets are holding up. And there's no magic behind that. Just draw a line, corner to corner, puncture in the middle, drill a bit, and then get the thing in. A few drops of glue and this does the job. But I want to show you. This is what came out of the guitar. This is black, and this is not wood. This is not wood. This is that synthetic piece of shit. And it's not Purple Heart by any means. It's like how do you call it? Not thrifting, but you know, turning into like ash. No density at all. That's why the frets are popping up. This is not a good material for neck. This is not dense enough to hold the frets in or do any manipulation with that. This is a big fail for solar guitars at that price range. Harley Benton has roasted maple neck in a €160 model. This is just solar guitars ripping people off. Final chapter of making this worthless piece of shit guitar. Ola sent me, not him personally, not Ola, Solar sent me to an actual guitar worth its money. So after quite a few days days counted manipulating this thing, my conclusions are: this is a obvious Strandberg clone. Okay, the ergonomic function of the body is obviously the same as Strandberg. It's uncanny. It's amazing. The multiscale thing, the fan frets, I have built those in the past. I can appreciate the function of it. The missing inlays in a super dark fretboard for my bad eyes wasn't cutting it, so I added the inlays. As you saw, drilling it to put the inlays in, the whole thing was brittle and didn't signify a wood substance, more like a synthetic thing, and definitely not a purple heart, as I've been saying all over. The pickups, I have managed to install the AMGs. They're brushed nickel 81X and 87, I don't remember, but they are amazing. I changed the knobs, not that it was anything wrong with them, but I just like them more. And I created a custom pickguard, because why not? And this is like pressed paper, pressed carton, but I'm expecting a shipment of resin, so I can put it over it and harden it. It's okay now, but the resin would make it better, but I couldn't wait for the resin to arrive. It will take like 2 or 3 weeks. So this is my pickguard. These are the inlays. The guitar is set up. I had to remove some frets, fill in the gaps, put some glue inside, hammer them in again. The fretboard was a mess. Of course, I brought them up to, I filed them down, I filed them down to the appropriate size so they didn't protrude from the fretboard and slice my hands. It was a mess. I do not recommend you buying this guitar for that money, especially if you need to spend like more money on the pickups and more money on a luthier to make it play like a guitar. The quality check is awful. It's non-existent. It sucks. The material described are not here, wood-wise, and the body is just poplar. Nothing. Super soft and fragile. So for less money you could get a Chinese copy of a Strandberg, like for a third of this money, add whatever it is and make this worth. You can actually, if you have the ability, pay a little more to get an actual Strandberg. I highly do not recommend this. I will be playing this now because I put the effort to making it an actual guitar, but right out of the box this is a crappy guitar. And having bought like 3 instruments from Thomann, from Harley Benton, the brand, the Thomann brand. So I bought a bass, an acoustic and an electric style for less than what this is worth. And the quality on them it's just uncanny. It tops that out. This makes it look like a piece of junk, which it is. I highly do not recommend you buying this unless you have the abilities to, and the time, and consider it as a project and put the effort to do all the fretwork needed and replace the pickups or whatever. So yeah, these are my final thoughts on that. Don't buy the thing. It's at best a nice project. So if you followed all the episodes so far, thank you. No hard feelings towards all of the actual Gaiola, but solar guitars are a no-no for me. Never again. Now it shags.